Derangers are Delulu, that we pretty much established, but you mean they went out of their way to organize a petition to stop Harry and Meghan from going to Australia? That is insane. And then somehow they claim that Harry and Meghan are irrelevant. Damn! Like, I want to be as irrelevant as Harry and Meghan. Ever since it was announced that Harry and Meghan are going to Australia, the meltdown has been insane. Every single day is just something. Something. What do you mean the Derangers are out here asking the boats and people to sign this pathetic, petition? That is insane. So I think right now it has about 32 or 34,000 signatures. And let me tell you, a lot of those signatures are from bots. And honestly, who cares? Like, this is not the first time these idiots, right, come up with petitions. And let me tell you, 34,000, that is like 0.001% of the entire Australian population. Like, so, like, yeah. And the audacity for the UK media to make it seem like, it is Aussies who do not want Harry and Meghan in the UK. They don't want their government to fund for their trip. Who said that the Australian government is the one that is going to fund Harry and Meghan's trip? From what I know, it's literally private funded. They're there for business, their own ventures. They're not there on behalf of the leftover royals. No. Duh. The audacity, like the meltdown is insane. So they were throwing a meltdown over the fact that Meghan, you remember that women empowerment, what is the name? Let me call, not concert, what is the name? Event that Meghan has in Australia sold out. Mind you, tickets were $3,000. The Rangers are upset that squaddies, right, or Meghan supporters chose to spend $3,000 on a ticket. Well, you can clearly understand why they're upset, because Kate's rose, which is $29, cannot even sell out. So they cannot even give Kate $29 for her rose to sell out. But they are pissed that Scotties are literally spending $3,000, and they've spent more on even Meghan's outfit. So that is just, I mean, Scotties are rich, and they put their money where their mouth is. It's not like Derangers. They're gonna yap, but when it comes to support, no. When it comes to action, that's where they draw the line. And I'm so excited that Zani and a couple of Scotties managed to get their tickets. Congratulations. I'm super excited because I know we're gonna be spoiled with videos I'm so jealous, but I'm so excited. The Scotties are going to be in the room, so the reporting is going to be factual. We're going to get good pictures, and it's going to be a lifetime experience. Those memories are for life. Imagine hanging out with the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan's presence, getting to talk with Meghan, getting to ask her questions, to dine with her. Guys, you lucky. Anyway, so I love how Meghan's spokesperson is not taking UK's bullshit anymore. The way the spokesperson is so quick to come forward and debunk this pathetic narrative about these signatures and how the Australian government is the one that is funding Harry and Meghan's trip is just, it's chef's kiss. So here is GB News being forced to read that statement. It's chef's kiss. So have a look.
Let me give you the quote from the Sussexes, if you don't mind. They've said, "It is a moot point. The trip is being funded privately. I'm not sure what this petition hopes to achieve." Of course, if you wanted to dive into the ridiculousness of this petition as an agenda for spreading misinformation, then one could equally hypothesize that there are approximately 26.5 million Australians who haven't signed it. That's 99.98% of the population, who must therefore agree with the taxpayer picking up the tab for their visit. They said, of course, that is another equally stupid assertion to make, but why let common sense get in the way of a good story? That's what they've said. Just dig that up.
Spokesperson. So for anyone who did not understand or who missed, this is what the spokesperson said. It's a moot point. The trip is being funded privately. So I'm not sure what this petition hopes to achieve. Of course, if you wanted to dive into the ridiculousness of this petition as an agenda for spreading misinformation, then one could equally hypothesize that there are approximately 26.5 million Australians, 99.98% of the population, who haven't signed it, who must therefore agree with the taxpayer picking up the tab for their visit. Of course, that is another equally stupid assertion to make, but hey, why let common sense get in the way of a good story? I love this spokesperson. It's like, I'm not here to play with you guys. I am so done entertaining this bullshit that you have going on. Like, this is what I love. Like, quick to set the record straight. Imagine being so ridiculous to put up a petition to stop Harry and Meghan. Mind you, they're not even asking you for, you're not the one funding them, but it's like, and then the UK media, Australians sign a petition. Which Australians? It's only 34,000, and I can assure you this petition was started by a Deranger, not an Aussie, and as always, they riled up their other Derangers and the boards to sign this. So, am I surprised? No, but you're doing something right when you have people rattled just by the fact that you are going to Australia. I mean, at the end of the day, William and Kate have nothing interesting to offer them. If they did, then they will not be fixated on Harry and Meghan like they are now. If William and Kate had anything of substance, and I repeat, anything, even a tiny fraction of substance, the Rangers will not be fixated on Harry and Meghan the way they are. They will be paying attention to William and Kate, but since they don't have anything, of course the UK media knows they cannot make money off of William and Mumble, so hey, let's just write whatever. And again, I love how so many people were clear to point out that this is just a distraction from Andrew. Like, the way they have just been putting out and chatting out tons of articles about Meghan and Harry's Australia visit is like, what is going on? We know as clear in day. Like, so like the spokesperson said, you have about 26.5 million Australians out there, and you have 34,000 votes. So I mean, clearly, do the math. That's all I'm gonna say. Do the math. Okay. So I love the spokesperson, and I cannot wait for Harry and Meghan to touch down in Australia, because I know the love is gonna be out of this world, and that's why they're rattled, because Harry and Meghan being there and getting so much love, getting so much international attention, of course, is going to put William and Kate in bad light. And that is what the UK media does not want, and that is what Derangers do not want to admit. Anyway, here are some of the comments. Nina says 28 million of people in Australia and 32,000 fake Deranger accounts are trying to persuade us that Harry and Meghan aren't wanted in Australia. Okay, LOL. You know why all this is happening? Because William, Parker Bowles, and Lazy Katie aren't traveling abroad anymore. The Derangers are super upset to see Harry and Meghan going places. David, 32,000 signatures out of a population of around 28 million people. That is, nobody cares. The kids on work experience in the Daily Mail newsroom are clearly having difficulty in cobbling a credible anti-Harry and Meghan story today. That says, perspective, Australia's population is 27 million. Repeat again, how many signatures were scrambled together? And then Miss Bravo, those are internet trolls, not Australians. And Harry and Meghan already paid for their visit. This is just another drummed up hysteria from the usual suspects. Every time they're doing something or going somewhere, you people do this. They're the most popular royals. Rissy, they already were paying for their own security, so there was no need to rile people up. This is just stupid. Rosie, anyone with common sense can see the spotlight Harry and Meghan have put on Australia in the last 2 weeks alone. Their ability to bring positive growth to brands and industry is undeniable. And then my family says, outrage brings in the money. That stupid petition serves the UK media purpose of distraction and deflection from Epstein and Andrew. And then Superwoman says, the Kensington Palace PR is working overtime. Meanwhile, somewhere in the palace, a jealous prince is screaming, Australia is mine. Royal says, drumming up hate and controversy against two financially independent and private royals, forgetting that the anti-monarchists who are increasing in numbers will use the same playbook at scale to torment the taxpayer-funded royals. And then Nabibu, the noise is being stirred up by establishment loyalists, trying to control the narrative. Harry and Meghan were immensely well received in Australia, so much that their tour drew global attention and frankly made the rest of the monarchy look like background noise. Trolls are in fear. DJ, who told them Australians were paying for anything? These people never fail to amaze many. Only gullible trolls and derangers fell for this fake nonsense hook, line, and sinker. And then Queen says the UK has a whole nonce of prince they've been paying for since birth, and even after his noncy revelation to the world and over £12 million to his victim. Yet it is the biracial black woman citizens and media spend daily demonizing. You got shit in your waters, UK. Okay, the Sussex's spokesperson is so tired of the media and trolls foolishness. Absolutely. Then you think Big says all this screaming and crying against Duchess Meghan's Australia visit being funded by Australian taxpayers, but I haven't once seen in any reporting that this was ever the plan in the first place. So is the petition based on fact or just the regular annoying anti-Sussex crash out? Okay, like Harry said, they don't report news, they create news. There you have it, guys. Absolutely. What do you think about this? What do you think about this pathetic, disgusting, fake petition? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.